It seems like he's going the route of a guy like Junior Dos Santos or Cain Velasquez, who are smaller heavyweights that can use their speed
I agree.
to their advantage.
Milstead's hands are unbelievable, and he's showcased them the last couple of fights, Cody.
Yeah, you know, he knocked out Bam Bryant in Morgantown earlier last year, about a year ago in January, and looked pretty incredible doing it. He's gained a lot of muscle, and he hasn't slowed down at all, so it'll be good to see big things from him in the future.
Milstead stands at 6'3", and Tex stands at 6'1", so there's about a 2 to 3 inch reach advantage here for Milstead. Let's see if he can try to use that and keep the fight standing.
He also has a 10-pound weight advantage. At heavyweight, they cap out at 265 pounds. Milstead weighed in at 230 pounds as opposed to Tex's 220 pounds. So look for Milstead to impose his size and strength advantage inside the cage.
I agree. You should have saw the stare-off yesterday during weigh-ins, Cody. It was pretty intense.
You know, I missed the weigh-ins. Tell us a little bit about what happened.
The weigh-ins were held at McFadden's, which is a bar right down the street here from Stage AE and Heinz Field. That's actually where the after party is going to be tonight. And what they did there is we all met in there. You see the step on the scale, you talk to the athletic commissioner, you go get a physical done by the doc, and you know, you pretty much go and you step on the scale afterwards and you square off, and you should have saw the square off, Cody.
Pretty intense?
Yeah, it was pretty intense. Milstead looks a little, like, size doesn't matter because Tex looks like a pretty big guy and it looks like he can carry himself, so we'll see what Tex can throw in here. And here comes Milstead.
Yeah, Milstead's making his way to the cage. Obviously, as a hometown fighter, he's going to have a big crowd following him tonight. I believe Milstead's fresh off of a fight with, I'm forgetting his name, but that actor that all those girls love.
I'm trying to think.
I just blanked.
I'm blanking here too. I know he fought at Pinnacle, which is the fight, which was December 25th.
There was a movie being filmed in Pittsburgh, and Milstead and a couple guys from Fight Club Pittsburgh, like Cody Garbrandt, were in it. And yeah, look for Milstead to make his movie debut, if I've heard correctly.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You got your pro fighter along with movie star.
The guy's name that I couldn't remember, Channing Tatum. Adam Milstead, fresh off of a fight with Channing Tatum, according to Facebook.
I guarantee you, all the female viewers that are viewing this right now are going to definitely try to go check that out, Cody.
Yeah, I don't know the name of the movie, but it was filmed in Pittsburgh, and it was about wrestling. So, you know, they pulled a couple of the local fighters, which was a great idea, you know, having guys that are already skilled and not just actors.
Oh, I agree. I agree with that. It's almost like Rampage June the 18th.
That's right. You see a lot of guys transitioning from mixed martial arts into acting for action sports like Randy Couture, Rampage Jackson.
Here comes Adam Milstead. He's got a big, huge following here tonight. The hometown kid out of Pittsburgh. He is absolutely ginormous when he steps up in that ring, Cody.
Yeah, he's a huge guy, and he carries the weight really well.
They call him the prototype.
He looks like it. He looks like the next evolution.
Big, huge hype coming into this fight for Milstead as the main event. Stage AE, downtown Pittsburgh. It's been awesome sitting down here commentating on these fights with you, Cody. Yeah,
I've had a really good time. I'm glad that I was able to bring you in and do it with me, so I wasn't here by myself. You know, I'm disappointed that I didn't get to see you fight, but at the same time, you know, on another note, I'm glad that, you know, you were with me.
Really appreciate it. We'd like to thank Armstrong Cable for getting out the local MMA scene to the locals here. Yeah, I believe you can find this fight Tuesday at 9 o'clock. Your local listings.
You know, they're doing a really good job of showcasing the underrated amateur talent. Those guys don't get a lot of recognition for what they do, but they're working really hard every day.
And like we discussed about the rules and how it's a graduated set of rules, you get to see the fighters fight and learn to fight, take their losses, take their bumps and bruises, and learn from it. And that's the greatest thing about the sport.
Yeah, and the thing about losing is, you know, if you compete often enough, eventually you're going to lose. If you don't, all the greatest fighters have lost, and it's really about how you use that loss and return afterwards. Like Milstead lost his pro debut. And
look where he's at right now.
He's got 3 wins in a row. He's looking to make it his 4th in a main event fight here in downtown Pittsburgh. You know, that's a big jump, and it's all about how you handle your losses. Eventually it'll happen, but you just got to return stronger.
And here we go. Here we go, cage side. We're in the center of the ring, and we're going to have the announcer here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our final and main event of the evening. Before we start, I would like to remind everyone one more time that these bouts are approved and sanctioned by the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission, the Executive Director, the Honorable Greg Serb, our State Inspector at ringside, Mr. Ron Rosatano. Tonight's judges, one more time, Todd Kushka, John Lepsovic,
I'd like to give a shout out to the judges.
Kevin Armstrong.
And definitely Mr. Chip Snyder up there working very, very hard. Called very good fights tonight.
You know, in Pennsylvania, there's only one ref for each event. So Chip's had to ref every single event. I believe in Ohio as well as West Virginia, you have multiple refs, so you can have a little bit of a break, but Chip's been working non-stop all night.
I want to believe I think I see Chip in all my pictures.
Yeah. Pennsylvania, you have one ref, and Chip's been there all night long.
Out of the blue corner with a record of 2-1-0. He weighed in at 230 pounds, all the way from Honolulu, Hawaii, fighting from the Too Good Boxing
Wow.
Club.
Okay.
We just found out that Tex is from Honolulu, Hawaii.
And his record is actually 2-1, not 2-4. I was incorrect in my research. You know, the internet can lead you astray a couple times. Unlike that one commercial where that girl says that everything you see on the internet is true.
He fights out of the Pittsburgh Fight Club.
And here's the announcement of the Pittsburgh kid. Adam, the prototype Milstead, fighting on a Fight Club Pittsburgh. Let's see if he can improve his record to 4-1 tonight.
So Tex has flown almost halfway around the world to fight tonight here in Pittsburgh.
Now I'm even more anxious for his fight, Cody.
Yeah, definitely. That speaks volumes about the talent that they've brought in tonight here at Gladiators of the Cage.
Epic Leap Entertainment. Look out for the next show, April 6th.
April 6th, where is that one being held?
I think it's in Connellsville. Don't quote me on that, but I want to believe it's in Connellsville.
Connellsville has the ice mine. There have been a couple fights that I've been at down there.
And he waves them on. Let's go.
All right, both fighters touch gloves, and they square up in the center.
I like to see Milstead in his boxing. He's improved so much.
Yeah, he's the taller fighter of the two, so look for him to use that to his advantage and keep Tex at bay.
I like how he utilizes his jab, Cody.
Yeah, that jab really will set up a whole lot.
That rangefinder.
Yeah, if you can establish that jab from the beginning, like Jessica I was calling out for that in some earlier fights, you know, it's super important. And again, like I said, on cue, Jessica I's calling for that double jab from Milstead. Right next to us, shouting out, Adam, double jab, set up the kick. Instead, Milstead shoots a single leg, gets deep on it.
Tex is putting pressure on the head of Milstead. Let's see what he can do here, but Milstead is coming up.
Milstead's climbing up the hips.
Good cage walk.
Tex popped back up to his feet, but Milstead's behind him looking for a suplex. It's a big guy to lift. Gets the hooks.
I like the way he threw his hooks in, Cody.
Oh yeah, as soon as Tex's knees hit the mat, Milstead hopped on with both hooks.
Now you can't forget, out of Fight Club Pittsburgh, they got Renzo Gracie up in there now, don't they?
Well, I think Warren Stout was there. I'm not sure if he still is, but Justin Wilcox is doing some grappling there. He was a Strike Force vet, so they definitely have a good coach behind them.
There's some big bombs thrown by Tex right there up against the cage.
Yeah, good exchange. Tex got out of a bad position, but you know, so far Milstead's doing a good job of you know, establishing control.
Both fighters enjoying this, smiling at each other as they toss leather. Good 1-2s from both fighters. Yeah, nice takedown.
Another takedown from Milstead. Tex is doing a good job of keeping distance though once it hits the mat, and he's looking to escape back up to his feet.
But they're scoring, Cody.
They are scoring, and Milstead's still on that single leg, switching to the double, and he can use that cage to finish the takedown.
Good. Very, very nice dump from a double leg up against the cage, using the cage for his dump right here. Takes the back, and Tex stands right back up.
Tex was holding his hand down to the mat to eliminate the threat of knees, which was, you know, just shows that he's a veteran fighter and knew what to expect from that position. He's looking to circle back in and square up with Milstead so that Milstead doesn't have his back.
Tex looking at Chip, trying to get the break up here up against the cage.
Looks like he's saying that Milstead's
nice elbow from Milstead.
He follows up with that elbow on the break.
Nice teep.
Teep, but Tex used it to take Milstead down to the mat, but Tex wants nothing to do with that, and they're back to standing.
These two fighters have shown a lot of respect in this first round so far for each other. Tex's hands are dropping towards his waist, and he's throwing from the hips now.
You know, he's throwing from the hips, but he's throwing hard. Milstead's got another takedown attempt, and Tex's mouthpiece has popped out and gone flying.
It almost looked like he was going to crawl over to it and put it back in his mouth.
You know, I think that at some point he may reach down and just pick that up, but he's probably got other things to worry about at the moment.
I agree with you.
Like Milstead being on his back, looking to drag the fight down to the canvas. But Tex circles back in and does a good job of defending.
Big, huge double leg slam off the cage from Milstead.
Huge slam.
This crowd enjoyed that one, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Now we're going to get a pause from referee Chip Snyder to pop the mouthpiece back into Tex's mouth so that he doesn't sustain any sort of
good call from Chip.
Dental trauma. And as a practicing dentist in the state of Ohio, I support that. Fighting without a mouthpiece is a terrible idea. Actually, even doing jiu-jitsu without a mouthpiece is something that I don't recommend. So for all you listeners out there,
wear your mouth guards.
Protect your grill.
There you go.
You're going to get either punched in the face or some accidental contact, so that stuff happens. One less thing to worry about.
You said Milstead's got kind of a side control, trying to look the posture over top, and a good base inside.
Yeah, Tex is looking to escape, but Milstead's doing a good job of controlling from that dominant position. Tex is raising his hands up in the air, trying to say that Milstead isn't doing anything, but he's doing a good job of bringing down the pressure. Milstead steps over to mount, and he's got one of Tex's arms controlled. Milstead's landing a lot of punches from on top. He's got one hook in.
Let's go. This is a...
And he's landing some punches from back mount.
Cross-body ride here. This is a good wrestling. He puts in both hooks, Cody. Let's see what Tex can do here. If he's going to stand up and do a back slam, maybe loosen him up here.
You know, it looks like Tex is going to stand up.
There's a 10-second.
I don't think we're going to see what gets to happen because we only have 10 seconds left. Milstead's riding a little high, and it looks like Tex is trying to shake him off, but Milstead's doing a good job of...
Wait to the last second to pull him off.
Yeah, you know, Tex was looking for that slam, but he waited until the very last second and wasn't very effective in shaking off Milstead. So good first round from Milstead. He survived some, you know, a couple big punches from Tex, landed a bunch of takedowns, got dominant control, took the back, and was in control most of the round.
I'd like to see Tex try to keep this fight standing.
You know, I think that's his game plan because he caught that kick that Milstead threw and had a chance to get on top in Milstead's guard,
right.
but
Back up.
He just backed off and invited him to stand back up.
The Hawaiian Stallion. I see the shirts now.
Hawaiian Stallion. You know, there's a bunch of guys in Hawaii. Hawaii is known for just being a scrappy.
My first jiu-jitsu practitioner coach was from Hawaii. His name was Galiki Koko Pakuda. I met him in the military. He was my roommate while I was in Iraq, and that's where I learned my jiu-jitsu, Cody.
You know, that's a harder name to say than Tex Trismegistus.
I've known him for 4 years, so I got used to it.
So let's see if Tex can come out in round 2 and keep it standing, or if he switches it up and looks for a takedown.
These Hawaiians are brawlers. They don't care. They'll go wherever the fight goes.
Yeah, you know, BJ Penn has that famous shirt that says "Just Scrap."
That's right.
That's kind of the attitude that a lot of Hawaiians have. So it's no surprise that Tex is here, and he looks to be enjoying this fight, even though...
Big smacking right kick from Milstead.
That inside kick landed hard.
Yes, it did, and his knee buckled too. big throw from Trismegistus again.
Well, that teep actually landed and glanced off of the side of Tex's face before Milstead was knocked backwards. So that was a successful kick from Milstead.
Big knee from Tex.
And Milstead's definitely in another controlling position. Has Tex
There's
pinned up
the
against the cage.
good knee on the head from Milstead.
Yeah, he's looking to control the back of the head.
They're right in front of us, Cody.
Milstead's got a strong overhook.
Nice right to the body from Tex. Good cage presence.
I'm sorry, Milstead's got an underhook on the right side, and he's using that to keep Tex pinned up against the cage and land some strikes to the body.
And the break. Big right kick from Milstead to the head.
Yeah.
Tex drops his hands and smiles.
Big head kick. Unsuccessful, but Tex did a good job of blocking the attempt.
Tex's hands are extremely low again, and Milstead is keeping his hands right up, throwing from the chin.
You know, the pace has slowed a little bit from the first round. Tex is still moving forward, but you know, he seems to be plodding forward instead of bouncing around. Milstead's moving a little bit more fluidly. It looks like
Seems like he's found his groove.
He's found his groove, and his cardio seems to be holding up more than Tex's. And I think a lot of that has to do with he spent the first round on top most of the time.
And not to mention that, Cody, I think these inside leg kicks are putting a hinder on the front leg of Tex here. And here comes the takedown attempt. Can he finish?
He's turning away to try and shrug it off.
He's got to lace up that second ankle, and he goes to a double. Let's see if he uses the cage in a good sweep pull.
He's got the hips sucked in, and he's back
Perfect,
on
and he's
Tex's
got his
back.
legs back in. We got one hook.
Tex has a lot of weight to carry now with Milstead on his back. 230 pounds, squeezing down on back control with that one hook.
Nice hammer fist from Milstead. Adam's pretty much taking control of this fight, Cody.
Yeah, he's doing a really good job of, you know, taking Tex out of his element. I think Tex wanted to come in and keep this fight standing. Referee Chip Snyder's seen enough, though.
We're going to get a stand-up here.
We do have a stand-up coming. Not enough action coming, even though Milstead was on the back with one hook. Not enough going on, and Chip wanted to put on a show for the audience out there.
Last fight, let him fight. Stand him up. Another nice double leg from Milstead.
Yeah.
And cut the corner, too, also, to put himself in half guard.
Straight past
in
Tex's guard.
side control, excuse me, instead of falling inside the guard. Smart grappling.
Yeah, if you don't want to engage the guy's guard, just go right past it. The best time to pass somebody's guard, right away, as soon as possible.
Right when that butt hits the mat, hits the canvas, you need to cut that corner. And here we got Tex giving up his back.
Tex has given up his back a couple times now. He's been doing a good job of defending, but now Milstead's in a position to look for the choke with both of those hooks in.
See if he can soften him up here and slip in through that knife edge. Oh,
switching to an armbar.
Very nice.
Milstead needs to keep his knees pinched and try and use his hamstrings to get Tex's back onto the mat.
This is
Tex
where
needs to get up, but he was unable to. Milstead is in great position right now.
The last time I've seen an armbar attempt from the back mount, it's been a long time.
Oh, Texas already tapping.
The hometown kid Adam, the prototype Milstead, wins via armbar.
That was a beautiful setup from back mount. And Tex did a good job of trying to get back on top and pressure down on Milstead, but Milstead flattened him back to his back, sat up, broke the grip.
These fighters both showing very good class towards each other. We got Tex coming the whole way from Hawaii to fight Adam Milstead.
Milstead just sat down all of a sudden in the middle of the cage and grabbed his knee.
Well, I saw when he threw an inside leg kick, I think it was in the second round, Cody, he winced, but he still kept on throwing it.
You know, did he injure himself on that leg kick and just keep on fighting through it until he got the victory?
I think so. I think we're going to have to look back on it and reevaluate it when we see it again.
Well, that speaks volumes about the heart and desire of Adam Milstead to come out on top if he hurt himself early on and was able to fight through it.
I would definitely say watch out for this kid, ladies and gentlemen, in the big scene, because like Cody said, he made a debut at 205 and lost coming into becoming a pro, and now he's on a 4-fight win streak.
Yeah, he's really finding his home at heavyweight, and I think he made a great decision.
I think it might have to be with the pace, Cody.
Yeah, he can maintain that pace. He's going to be almost as big as a lot of these really big guys.
Agreed.
But he's got a speed advantage. And if he can maintain that speed advantage throughout the course of the 3-round fight, then, you know, he should be able to come up on top.
Well, here you see one of Milstead's trainers holding him up here
yeah,
at
Dave
the
Sachs had ice on the knee, and he just picked him up. It looks like Milstead's unable to even stand. Dave Sachs is supporting Milstead as they wait for Chip Snyder to raise Milstead's hand.
I think this was a phenomenal show. Here we go, going to the ring announcer.
4-minute, 10-second mark. Tap out by an armbar. Adam, the prototype Milstead!
And there you go. You got Adam, the prototype Milstead, improving his record to 4-1, Cody. We had a great night of fights.